Facebook. Hayop. Katakot. Katakot hayop. Um, Continue is a go. Siya, sino ulit? Pangalan mo ulit? With the conflicts that are selecting the control to view the game controls, the L and R controls are performed. Lobat na ba ako? Yun yung tanong eh. Yes, lobat na ako. Hindi ko nakita yun. Ay, nako. What the hell is this? Pa! Meh. The hell? Ba't ang dami nakakalat? Ang libangan muna. G? G lang ako. Nako. Hindi na ako nakasuot ng Christmas outfit, no? Ay, nako. Pinalaki ko pa yan ako. Uh, stop doing that. Uy, shit, skagi. Hindi ko pala alam, madali pa sirahan yun. There's too much blood and you become anemic. Your moves become sluggish. There's too much blood because your moves to become sluggish and make it harder to keep your balance. Eating cryptobiotes will rapidly restore your blood levels. Okay, hindi pero na ako ganun kagaling mag-stealth. Wait, F to take a nap. What the hell? Kala ko matulog. Ay, siya dito rin tayo nag-iwan. Wait lang, F, C to, okay. Kung parang dapat nasa ano muna ako. Wala bang sasakyan dito? Ano, at saka ano to? Aspirity is radical like crystals of this kind of banana. What is this? Really, tatakbo talaga ako pupunta dun. Give me those. Saan ba tayo pupunta?
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. All clear.
Swatched out.
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Ay shit, camera pala to. High vantage pa, use tab to the extraction window. Place marker. Zoom. Descend. Oh. 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 Okay, doon pala tayo. Wala ba sasakyan dito?
Scanning bridges ID.
Shut up.
Verifying ID. Welcome to Capital Knot City. Proceed to distribution center.
Ito pagdating ng araw, sira to lahat tayo.
Sam, come back to the distribution center. Check the location on your compass.
Up, up, up. At bakit madumi ako? Ah, shit.
miracle either of you made it back. When someone with dooms hooks up to a BB, your feelings and memories cause feedback, like with the speaker. It amplifies fears and stress, and runs the risk of taking you to a place from which you will not return. I'm sorry, but this BB has been pushed beyond its limits. Disposal is the only option.
Sam, get cleaned up and come to the president's office. We need to talk.
Oh, react pa rin ah. Pwede pa to, pwede pa yan. Hayop. Pwede pa yan.
BB, don't worry. It's okay. I'll always be with you. See the sunset. The day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no pretending.
I'm a baby. Ay, wait. Ikaw pa naman. Di mo pwede sunugin yung baby na yun. Baby pa rin yan, hayop. Rebuilding America. I don't need America.
Sam, I thought I told you dooms and BBs were a dangerous combination. Huh, perhaps a shower is in order. You're still covered in chiralium. Don't want the president to see you like that.
The hell you talking about? She's dead.
Kasi
You're
bago na
upset.
naman.
Is this about BB-28?
Go fuck yourself. I'm not your errand boy.
Well, in any event, it seems it owes you its life.
No, we owe the kid our lives. You too.
As you say, I shall look after it. Give my regards to the president.
Kailan tayo magkakaroon ng baril? Masyado ba malakas? Okay, mukhang okay na to, no?
It's almost time to go,
Ah.
Sam. Here. It's a dream catcher. Wear it when you sleep, and I'll keep the nightmares away. I'll always be with you.
Episode 2, Amelia. May episode 2 pa lang.
Good morning, Sam.
Di siya naligo ah.
Sam, this is Di Hardman. There's a private room set aside for your use. Bridges perk.
Okay.
Take a moment to clean up, wash all that chiralium off, then come to the president's office.
Yung nga. Okay, for use toilet. Okay, paano to? My god, but
Sam. Sam, can you hear me?
naliligo ako eh.
For fuck's sake. Is it anything private anymore?
Oh, no. Except for taking a shower and going to the toilet, that is.
I'm gonna take a shower.
I take it you were getting yourself cleaned up. Good. Come to the president's office as soon as you're done. She's waiting for you.
At who's she? Sinong she? Nilalamig ako. Hayop. Ayusin ko talaga yan, no? Oh, ako. Ah, eto. President's office. I'm back.
You did well, Sam. Thank you. Bridget may no longer be with us, but her legacy has a chance to live on. Sam, listen to me. America, Reconstructionism, her dream isn't dead.
I don't want to hear it.
This is the face of our new hope. Our new America.
Homily.
Ako, Amelia.
My mother may be gone, but I'm here.
Amelie.
And
Yun si
you, Sam.
Wagner.
You're here too.
Meet mo.
Been 10 years since you saw each other, right? And in all that time, she hasn't aged a day.
He knows why. My body's still on the beach. I don't get to grow older. But you do, Sam. You look good.
I look
So
old.
you're serious then about reconnecting everyone and everything?
Someone has to succeed Bridget, Sam. More importantly, someone has to carry on her legacy and see our country rebuilt. Samantha America Strand, our new president. A new beginning for our people, for our nation. Under Emily's leadership, we'll re-establish the UCA, the United Cities of America. This is how we'll rebuild our country. But we'll need your help to do it, Sam.
No, I'm through with this. I said my goodbyes to all of you when I said them to Bridget.
We never forgot about you, Sam. You ran away. You cut us off.
Wait lang.
Emily put together an expedition. The best of Bridges won. And went west.
I led them past craters in BT territory. I kept them safe while they searched for survivors.
Never once missed a BT. Saw him coming a mile away.
Ano
We
to? Wait lang,
convinced
umalis ako, hayop.
community after community to join the UCA, and we
Ano
left
to?
behind our own people to help them. It took us 3 years, but we managed to make it all the way to Edgenot City.
Di ba kayo pwede gumawa ng sasakyan para sa akin?
All
Para
the
di
way
na
to
ako
the
tumakbo.
Pacific. Jesus.
Yeah, but then everything went to hell. The team was wiped out, and Emily was taken.
Taken.
I'm not being kept in a cell or anything like that. I'm allowed to use their facilities and to speak with you whenever I want. I just can't leave the city.
It's all to safeguard the continued independence of Edgenot City. Well, that's what our keepers are saying, at least. They want the UCA to leave him be. Emily's their insurance policy in case we don't.
Who are these assholes again?
Homo demons. Militant separatist group.
Assholes.
They run Edgenot City.
I've heard of them. Bunch of terrorists who go around towns killing people and leaving craters.
Right. Nothing's off limits for them. Not even engineering void outs.
You think the suicide that took out Central Knot was one of theirs?
Could be. They're extremists like the demons everywhere, plotting in the shadows. They're decentralized by nature. No one organization to rule them all. Just a common ideology.
I know not everyone shares our vision for the future. If we Americans don't come together again, humanity won't survive. I carried my mother's message to people all across the country. But not everyone was willing to accept it.
More than a few would rather stay isolated. Keep to themselves. Go it alone. Like you, Sam. They think that America can only be rebuilt by force, by men who tell them what to do, who take away their freedom and put them in shackles.
What'd you put on me? Huh? You know better than the demons. Just another kind of cult.
They're not shackles, Sam. They're a symbol of our bonds.
Oh, sus.
That's what we need right now. Not to stand apart, but to come together. To form chiral knots and reconnect.
Sam, we want you to go west and finish what Emily started.
Tingin ba
The
rin?
people she left behind have been hard at work, setting up chiral network terminals. But these terminals are still isolated. We need you to bring them online. And for that, you'll need a Cupid. This contains all the necessary security and operations protocols to integrate a terminal into the chiral web. Take the Cupid west, Sam, and reconnect the people of our great nation. And when you get to Edgenot City, find Emily and bring her home.
After that, I'll take over the presidency and carry on Mother's work to save the country.
This was Bridget's dying wish. This is how we'll move forward.
Please, Sam. We need you.
Ang dami nakakalat
Sam,
dito na
we're
ano.
at Bridges now. I'm
Okay.
not a Strand.
Yung,
Hell, I'm not even part of this
ano mo?
outfit. You all saw to that.
yung isa
I'm
pin mo
not
sa
getting
buhok.
involved with you.
Yung mga nakita ko may
or anyone
nakakalat
else
dito.
Ever again.
Mga sa... Ay, yung mga ganun.
Wait!
Mas nandito.
Hindi kunin mo na, tapon mo na.
Wala.
See? It's like I'm not even here. Same as it ever was.
Sam! Sam!
Wala pala siya dun.
Hold on. Stop!
No.
Listen to me. America needs you. Both of you.
Covering the world in cable didn't bring an end to war and suffering. Don't act surprised when it all comes apart if you try to do it again. Round and round it goes. Connect, reconnect, it's not that simple.
All right, Sam. Just take it easy. I get it. You don't have to commit to anything now. Why not get some rest?
Good idea. We all need our sleep. Leave it too long and you're liable to reconnect with the other side. The necessary maintenance has been completed. Various adjustments and fine-tuning for your benefit. You can use it again. For once, it would seem that Dooms and BBs are a good combination. Or perhaps the two of you have something of an affinity for one another.
Dahil dito naman ako. Dito na naman ako. Sandy. Naka-high heels.
Sam,
Naka-high heels sa sand.
listen. You are Sam Strand.
No, not anymore. My name is Sam Porter Bridges.
It's a funny word, Strand. A strand is part of rope or bond, while stranding means being washed up on the shore. And being stranded is when you can't go home. I'm stranded now, Sam. Here on the shore of the Pacific. Thousands of miles away. But our bond still holds. You're free, but we're still connected. Don't tell me we're not. Come back, Sam.
Nope, you're lost.
I'll be waiting for you.
Oh, what the hell?
Wait!
Good morning, Sam.
Oh shit, may monster ako.
Sam, this is Die Hardman. You were out
Die
on
Hard.
the log. Must have been beat. Private rooms come with all the big... But before you do, Why not check things out for yourself? See how Bridges operates these days.
Okay, pwede pa tumayo? Examine weapon rack. Ah.
Hey there. Believe we've met? I oversee delivery I'm Mama, in case I didn't mention it before. Those there are strands. Not just used for packing, by the way, but for identification, too. Take a closer look and you'll see. See the red there? That's your blood.
Theory. Ah. Okay, back. Examine table. Yeah, may monster energy ako, hayop. Drink. Sponsored pala to eh. Ads pala to, gagi. Oh. Stamina increase by 10%. Can be boosted by up to 25%. Ay talaga? Inumin ko na lang ito lahat. Skip that. Skip that. Skip that. Skip. Okay. Ininom ko lahat, hayop. Hmm. Good thing. Wait lang. Yeah. Hua. Hua. Gagi. Isa tayo. Ano pa pwede examine dito? Hindi. Ano kung meron sa likod eh? Check on BB.
Sam, this is Deadman. I calibrated your BB based on physiological data we collected from you earlier. It's still just a best guess, though. After you take it out for a spin, we can check if you're in sync and tweak the BB sensitivity as needed.
Okay. Good.
You okay?
Pwede ko okay na tayo. Hindi ko na kailangan check yung mga iba.
With that terminal there, you can browse the
Layo.
Bridges database, which has info on a range of subjects. You don't have clearance for everything, but there's still plenty you might find informative.
View active orders. Orders. Tips. Ba't ka na ako ng tips? Natulak ka na lahat. Okay. Wala na ba? Examine equipment. I think na ako pa rin i-check lahat. Hello?
This case will remove any chiral matter still clinging to your suit. Speaking of suits, blue is for delivery personnel, red for medical, orange for corpse disposal, and black for security.
Mukhang hindi ko maalala yun ah. Hindi ko maalala yung kulay nun. Oh. Oh, shit. Preferred ko pa rin yung black. Preferred ko pa rin yung black kasi ano. For standing. What? Hindi ka tumaan.
Sam, Hartman here, researcher devoted to uncovering the secrets of the beaches and the Death Stranding, as well as those of dooms and repatriants. When you relieve yourself, a certain amount of chiral matter is flushed from your system. Chiral matter can adversely affect hormone secretion and nervous function. There's a correlation between exposure and the development of phobias, as well as, in extreme cases, violent and suicidal impulses. Chiralium contamination has even been postulated as a trigger for the onset of dooms. Allow me to collect a sample of your excretions for my studies. They provide a non-invasive means to monitor your exposure to chiralium and your overall health.
Well, have you had a chance to think it over? Chock full of chiralium, but safe for you Dooms guys to wear. That's all you'll need to go forth and reconnect the world. To make us whole again.
I'm a porter. I don't care about connecting anything. Or making knots. But I'll do what I have to help Amelie out.
Okay, let's go. Hayop na, ito na. Whoa. Picture it tayo.
Listen up, Sam. The terminals Amelie's people built in the towns and cities they passed through on their journey west are called knots. The infrastructure's there, but the Cairo network is offline. Right now, it's only capable of transmitting voice communications. Sometimes wired, sometimes wireless, and a small amount of data. So, unless the necessary data stored on site, our chirograms won't show up. Amelie and the other Bridges members you've seen around the place are grams generated with local data. In case you didn't know. Anyway, all you've got to do is find the knot, connect your Cupid, and bring Cairo communications online. Once you connect it to the terminal, you'll be able to initiate zero-time massive data transmission with the UCA network. And just like that, you'll reconnect us not only to each other, but to our past.
Dugo ko daw yan.
All the lost and fragmented junk data will be compiled and restored. Like bringing a dinosaur back to life from a fossil. 4.6 billion years of history on Earth. All the wisdom and knowledge we lost since the Death Stranding will be ours again. And that, my friend, is how we'll beat this thing.
May baril na ako.
Once you establish Cairo communications, generating grams won't be an issue.
Oh, diyan ka pala.
You'll also be able to use Cairo printers. Won't be long before we're able to send all kinds of things through the wire.
Except anything original. Or that's got a soul. Nothing real. Just copies.
True. Which is why we'll still need porters like you. Before and after we're made whole, we'll need men in the middle.
No rest for the wicked, huh?
What's the wicked? Ah.
Yeah, well, idle hands and all that. We'll give you the details at the dispatch terminal. Make sure you check it upstairs. Drop's waiting up there too.
These shoes look like they've done some serious miles. Shall I dispose of them?
Wait. Hold on. There's something I want you to look into. My blood seemed to set those things off. Happened more than once.
Set them off? How do you mean?
I don't know. You took my blood, didn't you? You tell me.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Huh. Baka naman, pengen naman ng sasakyan. Is that the daddy?
I'm sorry, Lisa.
Isa.
Don't worry. I'll take care of him. I promise you. Baby. Baby. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Steady.
Oh, gee. Oh my god. Okay, take a new order at Capital Knot City.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant.
Sam,
Unequipped.
check the terminal for available orders.
Urinate. Be considerate, relieves your stay away, relieves yourself away from other people and their property. Use it ready and and ako umihi. With the boots. Okay. Wait, ano ba yung boots? Standard issue bridge boot designed to be durable and withstand a wide range of environmental conditions. Okay. Pero syempre, wear it. Preferred ko pa yung buhok niya. Okay, saan tayo? Wait, saan ba tayo? Where do we go? Urinate. Kailangan ko ba umihi muna? Sige, ihi muna tayo. Sa tayo ihi. Ito, iihin natin to. Okay.
There's a time for everything. This ain't it.
Ito kayo time. Uy. Sabi ka. Saan pa tayo? Saan ba tayo pupunta? Take on the new order at Capital Note Series. Okay. Ay, wait. Ka na ako punta dun. Oh, shit. Basta tayo agad.
Contaminating suit.
Wow.
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Activate. May tayo umihi. Ayaw umihi dun sa labas din eh.
Your current objective is to extend the Cairo network from here to Port Knot City. But don't think you can make a beeline straight for it. Signal won't carry that far. To cover the distance, we need to utilize knots. Think of it like tying ropes together to make a longer rope.
Well.
The first of these knots is a Bridges Way station. Go ahead and take a look at the order. Deliver whatever they need and connect the Cupid.
I take on orders. Oh shit, ang layo. Open route. Deliver.
Sam, order summaries may contain information critical to your success. Make sure.
Sobrang complicated yung mga UI ah. What the hell, ba't ganun? Smart drugs, cons, toxic. Something that may bring oxytocin and other hormones affected easing symptoms known as to arise from having little interpersonal contact such as stress and lack of affection for others. What? Fashion suit. What dyan? Di ba pwede sa likod? So dyan na lang.
Sam, we've supplied you with some rope and a ladder for this run. They should help with the steeper inclines, and the ladder will also make a halfway decent bridge if you need to cross a river. Right now, I figure you're thinking about how you want to handle this order.
Keep pressing tab as its cufflinks. Okay, carry, back na lang. Okay, confirm. Wait, cancel. Cargo shelf. Okay. Sa head out. Ang dami nakalagay sa akin. Grabe, ganun kalakas ka. Deliver the smart drugs.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
Ihin nga natin to.
Sam, triple check your loadout, I take it?
Open tool hub. Oh, ito. Climbing anchor. Put ice driven into the ground with an anchor point for 30-meter rope. Ah, okay. And urinate. Equip. Brakeman. Hindi naman kayo mamimigay ng sasakyan lang man. Come on, sasakyan lang.
You see that sign someone left over there? You can leave some of your own if you'd like. Messages, warnings, words of encouragement, whatever comes to mind.
Putting up sign. Press G and E to put up a sign. Ay, G pala, di Q. Okay, cliff. Yeah. Halika na. Muna, ihi muna tayo. Ay, sabi ko nga ihi. And loose. Lagyan natin dyan. Uy! 400 ml. Okay, doon. Uy, ano ba? Ito yung maganda. Ito yung maganda sa game. Pwede umihi. Ako, sana kung pwede ko ihihin yung... Ano yung... Saan yun? Sana kung pwede ko ihihin yun eh. Wala eh. Okay na. Ano itong tawag?
Sam, even the best porters have been known to lose their cargo. But you're better than the best. You've got what it takes to finish what they started. If you come across any abandoned shipments, consider taking them to their intended destination.
It's easier than you might think. See, all our packages are tagged with Bridges IDs for easy tracking. And your Odra deck is equipped with a scanner which might detect said IDs. Which is a roundabout way of saying, but that thing on your shoulder can help you locate mislaid shipments.
Oo, talaga. Hinahanap na nga ako. Ang dami ah.
Remember, Sam, every parcel is a promise made to a person in need. And they're counting on you to deliver.
Oh my god, gano'ng karami ito lahat? Kukunin ko ba lahat? Ah, shit, uulan. Kala ko ba kunin lahat? My god, ang dami niya binubuhat. Gano'ng kalakas siya, Sam? Jump! Oh, double jump. Activate.
Good work, Sam. I see you brought in some lost cargo. Feel free to submit it here for processing. If you come across any more while out on a run and don't think you can carry it to its destination, you can always put it in storage. It'll be safe and secure until another porter comes along to finish the job.
Oh, pwede ko iwanan sa
Even if
iba.
it has to pass through a dozen more hands before it arrives, you can rest easy knowing you did your part.
Oh. Liver. hold of any card that can't be returned. Yung private locker muna.
Your private locker can be used to store cargo and the like.
Lost cargo. Ito. Paste it. Okay. Para naman di yung binubuot ko, ano. Ayun. Okay, diretso na dun. Parang akit tayo dun. Sa part nun. Okay, last cargo. Ah! Please, uminom ako ng 5 monster energy. Dahil ang dami last cargo.
Sam, if you come up against a sheer cliff or a steep slope, don't forget about the ladder we issued you. Be sure to try it out. I'd be interested to see what uses a seasoned pro like you might find for it.
Open tool hub. Ito. Wait lang. Taas muna tayo. Okay, dito na gagamitin, no? Okay. Bakit? Ang haba nito. Nice. Okay, saan na tayo? Sorry, parang may narinig ako. Disconnected. This climbing route is safe here. Disconnected na ako yun. Oh, here. Kaya. Shit, ulan na. Pero kahaba to. Okay, nakastay lang dyan. Bisa natin. Umuulan na, hayop. Ay, no. Uy. Ah. Have to pick up. Uy, no. Trains candidates service the air detect and market dangerous questions through ropes. Ooh, may cargo na naman, oh. Ay, kagi. Hindi ako. Shit, mabubuhat ko ba to? Sa backup fuel. Oy, nako. Ay, nako, ang bigat na ito.
Too close.
Kaya mo to sa butchang bigat na ito. Oh no. Ay, ito. Ito na tayo. Ay, ganun din. Paano ito nababalance? Station West, Capital Knot City. Dito na tayo. Tinakbo lang natin eh.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Debate.
Delivering cargo.
Thank you. We've all been feeling the loss of Central Knot City. No one seemed to know what it meant for the organization, or the UCA, or us.
Well,
The oxytocin will take the edge off, and that'll be a big help. Won't be long before we're back on track. You may have luck. This is great. Thank you again. Yeah, everything looks to be in good order. And soon our way station will be too, I hope.
hey. Ito, gusto ko na ano tong lost cargo na to.
You're with the second team, right? Where are the others?
Dead. Caught in the void out.
No way. That one blast got them all? And what, they just sent you out on your own? I mean, if it was just a delivery, that'd be one thing. Porters come through from time to time, but... The second team was meant to bring the Cupid. They were gonna connect us up. 3 years we've been waiting for help. 3 years! And they sent us one guy. Shit. Tell me you brought more than the Oxy, at least.
I've got the Cupid.
You... Really? So it's true. They finally got it working. Well, then you just might be the answer to my prayers. So what are you waiting for? You put us on the goddamn grid.
Ay, shots. Ano nangyari? My God, ang laki ng mapa. The hell? Post box, fabricate, escape. Okay, kita yung mga ano. Maybe to see as other players' structures, etc. Other players.
Connection to Capital Knot City confirmed. It's really happening. Just like Amelie promised. We can finally do what we came here to do. Hey, you're headed west, right? Gonna be a lot of people happy to see you. I guess you'll keep on till you hit the coast, huh? Which means you'll get to see Amelie in person. Oh, that's something. That is really something. Me, I've never met her. Only seen her holo messages back when I was with the first expedition. Well, anyway, you best be careful on the road. There's some bad people out there. More than good, some say. But I don't need to tell you that.
Oh, di na.
Thank you, Sam. By bringing that way station into the Cairo network, you've put it in direct contact with those of us back here in Capital Knot City.
Right. What's next?
West of the way station are a couple of structures our previous expedition put in place. And beyond them is your next destination, Port Knot City. It's on the shore of a crater lake that formed after the first void out. Your objective is to link up Port and Capital Knot. But to do that, you'll need to utilize our facilities as additional waypoints. They'll be essential for establishing a stable connection. Given the distance we need to cover, we're looking at using a distribution center and a power station, as to which you should head for first. Start with the distro center. We've got some cargo that needs delivering anyway.
Okay.
Check the nearby delivery terminal to pick it up.
Try ko ba naman na ibaba to?
Good work. New order.
Wait lang, baba ko muna to.
Your hard work's paying off, Sam. Thanks to the increase in network capacity, HQ is now in a position to provide you with additional materials and support. Should prove useful.
Okay. Use the fabric in other items. Ah, ito.
Sam, you can use that
There's a
PCC
kind of-
to build a post box.
The score and trust score for delivered by others. The shared locker component can be used to exchange reference with other players. Yung Death Stranding ba? Multiplayer ba? How many do you require? Ah, okay. Okay. Deliver last cargo. Please, nasa inyo to. Skip that. Cargo has been entrusted to another player. Kaya na bahala dyan. Ano sa to be built in million server will be used available for network bandwidth. Okay. Alright, where to next? Eh, kailangan ko pala muna magano. Take on, private. Private locker, wala na pala, nabigay ko na pala, no? Share locker.
Sam, you can use share lockers to exchange cargo with other porters.
Oh. Rolas cargo. Really? Wait talaga? Other players talaga ba talaga to? Ayop. Ta 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 ta. My god. Get out. The hell? Oof. Agad lahat tayo deliver dun.
Order assigned.
Oof.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Weapon. And it's Stranding. That's Stranding. Ha? Hindi, free to. Noon. Epic Games. Oh. Hindi. Yung. Ay, wala. Dati na to. Dati na to. Oo. Ah. Hindi na eh. Wala. Ako narinig ako. Uy, shit, gagi.
Heads up, Sam. Your cargo's been pinged.
Ha?
Move. Now, before someone has eyes on you. Get to your destination ASAP if you don't want to get caught.
Oy, shit. Ah! Takbo Sam, hayop. Shit, takbo Sam. Oy, shit, gagi. What the hell, ano nangyari? Nangyari sa takbo na. Oh, shit, sumulan na.
Mules gave you trouble, huh? Good thing it was raining. Even they know better than to mess with BTs. Sam, remember that prolonged exposure to timefall damages cargo containers.
Wait, talaga?
Don't stay out in the rain any longer than you have to.
Time for accelerate the patch of time for anything it touches. Especially the time for there's cargo that is impact to put in their contents at risk being damaged. Saan tayo? Saan na tayo? Wait, saan muna tayo magsistay? Where do we... sabi mo, saan tayo magsistay muna? Tingnan natin kung may cave. Saan tayo magsistay? Walang cave.
Goddamn cottonmouth.
Where do you expect us? Huwag muna, huwag muna. Ah, right. Ano ba gagawin natin? Paano tayo makakano sa tubig? Walang cave. Ano yun? Doon daw eh. Malapit na tayo. Ayun. Shit, ang dami na. Di pa na marunong mag-stealth hayop. Ah, okay na. Di pa na marunong mag-stealth hayop.
Something wrong, Sam?
I don't know. Kid doesn't look so hot.
Nothing to worry about. Its functions are temporarily suspended, but they can be restored. I can perform the necessary maintenance at a distribution center. Hurry, though.
Suffering from autotoxemia.
When the strain on your BB exceeds sustainable levels, it triggers the production of harmful compounds, and the body, in essence, begins to attack itself. It's called autotoxemia. If your BB's not performing to spec, drop by your private room and see if the incubator helps.
Ah. Ito na, no? Oh, ito na. Tapos, yung next natin, no? Ay. Oh, shit! Ay, naku, kakaroon tayo ng bike. Nax.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified.
The more likes you with the other player, the more effective you're
Decontaminate
able.
the suit. Rest is advised.
Wow! Ay, yes. Gusto mo magkakaroon tayo ng bike. Okay na, nag-age konti pero hindi natin kasalanan.
Way station folks told me all about you. Sam Bridges, with the second expedition, right? The guy expanding the chiral network on his lonesome, when he's not out making deliveries. So what'd you bring us? Let's see it. Talk about above and beyond. Thanks. Must have had to pass through BG territory to get here too, didn't you? Hey, weren't joking when they said you were a legend.
Like earns. Hindi ano, likes. Order grade. People think of you as a supporter can be relied upon for basic orders, but with time and effort, you may one day be recognized as a true legend. Yeah, Breach Miscellaneous Grade 10 will now receive more likes.
Okay, it's time. Do you mind connecting us to the network?
Oh shit. Nananagi ako dun. Eh, no. Okay, discovered.
Sam, as always, thanks for bringing more folks into the UCA.
Oh shit. This area is not connected to the chiral network. Enabling.
Looks like we're on the chiral network. And with those materials you brought for our chiral printer, we can produce supplies for you here as needed. Think of it as our way of returning the favor.
Pwede akin na yung bike.
Head west and keep on doing what you do.
Akin na yung bike, akin na yung bike nyo.
Good. The distro center is on the network.
Sam, do me a favor. Take your BB to a private room and connect it to the incubator.
Good work.
Wait lang. Ay, di, mga ladders lang pala to. Bigyan ko lang ano yan. Incubator. Dito? Oh, ito. C yan, di ba? Ay, hold.
Dead man, you there? Little help?
Okay, Sam. Remove the pod and connect it to that incubator.
It's in.
Good. A temporary excess of stress. Easily addressed if we return it to its mother's womb.
Mother?
Located in the capital Knot City ICU. Brain dead, of course.
You mean still mother?
Correct. A steel mother's womb facilitates a connection between the world of the dead and the
Oh.
BB. And you, in turn, connect yourself to a BB, granting you the ability to sense BTs. These pods were designed to simulate the conditions inside a still mother's womb. BBs need to believe they're in one at all times to function properly. However, we can only maintain this deception for so long, which is why we must periodically update the environmental data by synchronizing it with a still mother via the chiral network. There. The update is in progress. Right now, the pod is synchronizing with the Steel Mother in Capital Knot City and reconfiguring its settings based on the latest data. Returning your BB to the womb in this manner will temporarily reduce its stress levels. That being where it technically belongs, of course.
Kid looks happy.
I'll try adjusting the oxytocin dosage. Autotoxemia should set in much slower from now on. You should remember that BBs are just equipment. Try not to get attached. Each one has been physically removed from its steel mother's womb. A process that renders them unpredictable and prone to failure. No BB on record has remained in service for over a year.
But ito yung magiging
It
first.
may need to be retired before this expedition is over.
And then? You saying there's no way to keep my BB alive?
You must understand, there is still a great deal we don't know about BBs. As we expand the chiral network and recover more past data, perhaps we'll find our answers. Oh, right. You asked me to look into why the BTs might be reacting to your blood. I spoke with Hartman. We should have your results soon. Anyway, get some rest. You and your BB are both exhausted. Good night, Sam.
Well, kailangan talaga nakalag ako dyan. Wala man lang unan. Wala man lang unan, ang pangit ng higaan yun.
London Bridge is falling down.
Ito yung wala kasing unan eh. Hindi mo tuloy.
London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Sam? Can you see me?
How are things over there?
Still not under guard. Still not chained up. Still can't leave. But if you can keep making connections, if you can get to me, we can go back east, back home. Thank you. I mean that.
Weh, lul ka.
It's bad. There are fewer and fewer people in the cities these days. No one's having children anymore. But humans aren't made for living alone. They're supposed to come together, to help one another. And if we as a people can't do that, if we can't reconnect, then, well, it's like Bridget said, extinction.
Come on. Rebuilding America isn't gonna get rid of the BTs. As long as they're still around, there's no escaping it.
But at least we'll have hope.
Hologram ka lang, di ba?
I'll be waiting, Sam. Waiting for you. Come and find me.
Hello, Sam. This is Hartman. Since you're awake, it might behoove you to freshen up. To that end, why not take a shower?
At
It's
bakit
good for
man?
the body and soul, and also my research as it happens.
The hell are you? Nyakis ka, hayop ka.
Sam, this is Hartman. Deadman relayed your request to me, as I oversee BT research. I'll be taking a sample of your shower water in order to study
Ew.
the effects your bodily fluids might have on a BT.
Study other people with dooms?
Everyone in Bridges, myself and Mama. Results thus far are inconclusive. But you possess other singular qualities, being a repatriate. I must confess to a measure of optimism.
Processing fluids. Waste products. Drilling. Dispensing.
There. Take the sample with you. Should the opportunity arise, try using it on a BT. I'm curious to see how they react. Who knows? It may even prove beneficial to you. There was an old research paper detailing the effects of bodily fluids from individuals like us on BTs. It is only by recovering these materials that we can unearth the knowledge of the past. Not just the Death Stranding, but also the mystery of your body's unique properties and even our doom's affliction. There may well be hope for humanity. Sam, I have no interest in rebuilding America. I want to recover the past. Oh, it's almost time.
After you make your connections and nothing happens, then what? I said, then what?
Hindi na sumugot.
Sam, sorry to bother you
X-grenade.
while you're taking a break, but I figured you'd want to hear this. Hell, maybe it'll help you rest easier.
Sorry,
I
Sam, bad
received
news.
a number of messages addressed to you. I've not taken a look myself, but I gather they're mostly from your clients. You should see if they contain any useful information. Mail can be accessed via your cufflinks, as well as the terminal in your private room. There's something else I'd like to share with you. With the Chiral network, we now have the power to reclaim our past. Data once thought lost forever from every corner of America can be pieced back together from fragmented records. Our archives are still a work in progress, of course. But as we expand the network and integrate more way stations and cities, we'll be able to recover more and more information, such as the previous expedition's logs and reports. Everything they sent back was lost when Central Knot City was destroyed. Now we've managed to restore some already, in fact. You can access them from a private room terminal or your cufflinks by selecting Archives. Might make for interesting reading.
Wait, saan? Sorry, Sam, bad news. Really appreciate. That's right though, the bike you saw outside, its battery's dead. You have to give it some juice if you want to use it. Only need to do it once though. Other traders should kick in after. Sorry if you got your hopes up. And I've got some more badges for you too. The work nation there so everyone gets what they need. That for the simple part. No way. Oxy. Aussie. The Aussie. Uh,
So
Fuck.
that you do everything in your power to save BB.
We are. But we cannot release your son just yet. Believe me when I tell you it's for the best.
Says the woman in the mask who's done nothing but lie to me.
Keep that. Take a new order distribution center.
Sam, there's something I forgot to tell you. It's about managing your BB stress levels and reducing the risk of autotoxemic attacks. There are a few things you can do if your BB starts showing signs of distress.
But
Such as?
Such as take a moment to look after it. Cradle the pod, gently rock it, that sort of thing.
oh,
Out of curiosity, how's it doing at the moment?
Before I answer that,
Something wrong?
when I hook up my BB, I see things.
What kind of things?
Like a face, someone I don't know, calling to me. There's this room, too, with other people talking, but I can't make out the words.
Lead-through effect. Didn't I warn you about this? You're mistaking the BB's memories for your own. They're false flashbacks, nothing more.
false.
Let me explain. A BB is harvested from its steel mother at around 28 weeks and placed in a pod. To be clear, this is before it's even born. The procedure halts its development. But even at 28 weeks, its sensory systems have matured enough to process external stimuli. It is more than capable of encoding this information into memories, which can bleed into yours
So who's the man I saw?
Someone from the medical team, maybe? Or a BB technician? Does it matter? The BB has been in circulation for a while now. It's been handled by a lot of people. How should I know which one made an impression?
'Cause you're the expert.
No one's an expert, Sam. BBs were developed decades ago in secret. They're your quintessential black boxes. We may use them, but we don't truly understand them. Believe me, I've been trying to learn more, but almost all of the old records are gone. If I find anything out, I'll tell you, all right? Dead man's honor.
Deadmans. So they maybe G plus 2. F.
Everything's okay.
Hey, hey, hey. Okay.
Sam, check the delivery terminal and review the list of orders.
While you're resting, I ran some network diagnostics. Beryllium monitoring and holographic systems are nominal. Unfortunately, our printer is offline. I know, after all the trouble you went through to bring us those materials. This one's on us. We ordered a part a while back, but it never arrived. The printer needs it to communicate with the chiral network. Mules must have snatched it, caught that porter en route or something. If I'm right, they'll have taken it to their drop site, which is smack dab in the middle of their territory. Don't suppose you'd be up for stealing us our property back? Can't think of anyone more qualified than you.
Mga Star Wars. Take on orders. Collection.
Mama's added a watchtower schematic to your PCC. If you don't have it on you, consider fabricating one. Never know when you'll need to recon an area.
Back.
That thing you're holding is a crystal collector. Now, as the name suggests, it provides secure storage for any crystals you gather.
Allow me to describe your quarry. Chiral crystals appear gold to the naked eye and are frequently found in formations resembling human handprints. Surrounding rocks and debris tend to float a few feet above the ground. And they are most commonly found in areas with high precipitation. Got all that? Rain, floating rocks, golden handprints. That's your trifecta. Look for these three things and you'll find the crystals. If you've been especially observant, then perhaps you already know where to look.
Alright. Ang dami kong buhat.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
Dismantle. Yeah. Fuck you. Bawal pa to.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Sam? Seems like that bike's auto-charging unit is busted. If you want to take it for a spin, you'll need to use a generator to give it some juice.
ID. Cleared weapons Restrictions lifted.
Ah, yun. Wala bang baril? Oh. Okay, okay na ako. Right. The hell?